Attraction. You either are attracted to someone or you're not attracted to someone. It is what it is. Simple as that, right? It's not. Okay, it's actually very, very complicated, and it's not happening in the heart, it's happening all in the head. Okay? So, what's actually really going on when you meet someone, all your five senses are acting into play. First one being sight. The first thing you notice is if this person has bilateral symmetry, if this person doesn't have a face that looks like this, because what that may indicate is that their body had to struggle through something really dangerous in the beginning stages of life, in the first developing, and their body was just basically not able to deal with it. Another thing that we notice is height, short or tall. Females tend to be more attracted to taller guys. I'm not sure exactly what the science behind it is, but I can give a good guess. It's because we like to have um, just protectors, honestly, to put it short. We like to feel like we're protected and secure physically. Guys like a girl that is smaller, shorter than them, because they also don't want to feel like their manliness is being threatened, that they have that top hand. Okay, so another thing that's important in regards to physical appearance, not only is it bilateral symmetry, not only is it your height, it's also where your fat is deposited in your body. Now, where your fat is deposited in your body depends on the testosterone and estrogen levels in your body. Testosterone for guys and estrogen for girls. So, typically, there is this hip to waist ratio that we've all heard about in regards to girls. And people with ideal ratios, which is, you know, for women, it's, I don't remember what it is for women, the ideal ratio, but, you know, the reason guys are so attractive to girls with good hip to waist ratio is because it pretty much conveys that they're going to have less difficulty conceiving and giving birth, and guys and girls that just in general don't have such high fat percentages tend to be less likely or less susceptible to cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular disease. Why? Because cardiovascular disease is the heart. It's working with the heart. If you're fat, your heart is working harder. And okay, let me just stop there. Anyways, attraction being shallow, although it is highly perceived as a negative thing, it's only natural. There are other things that we also look into, so it is possible to find couples that are not necessarily attracted to the other person hardcore, but physically, but they find other attributes that are also attractive to them. So, attraction is not simple. It is very, very complicated. So, once you get to the point where, okay, you are attracted to this person physically, the first instinct thing to do is pretty much get a little bit closer physically to the person. Now we are getting into the nose. Okay, so once you figure out that someone is attractive to you physically, um, you can't help but smell them. And we're not just smelling perfume. We are smelling chemical signals. We're smelling pheromones, okay? So in a study that was conducted, males were asked to smell different shirts of females that were in different in different phases of their cycle. And what it resulted in was males were more attracted to the scent of a female that was currently ovulating. So, yeah, clearly we're just here for reproduction. Anyways, females were more attracted to um, having so what females really captured what were something called MHC, which are molecules that fight off disease. Okay, MHC stands for major histocompatibility complex, and females are attracted to males that have different MHCs than they do. And that makes complete sense because it gives the offspring that advantage of having both the mom's MHC and the dad's MHC in order to basically fight off diseases much effectively, much better. My mom just brought me food. Yeah. Okay. So, the other thing that we're going to discuss is ears, okay? Guys like to, guys are typically more attracted to females that have high-pitched voices. It kind of correlates with smaller bodies, and females are attracted to deeper voices. It correlates with just heftier, bigger guys, which kind of goes with the idea of what I was mentioning earlier about height. So moving on from ears, that's just kind of straight line to the point. Next one is touch, obviously. Okay, but one study that I read about that I thought was interesting. See, when I figured about touch, I thought I'd be talking more about like, and I am going to talk about that, but I figured I'd be talking more about like the first kiss or something like that. But I actually read somewhere that they did a study where people were asked to, before they even realized that the study had even started, they were asked to hold something either cold or something hot, and then they were told to read a story and then asked questions about that story in regards to the main character. And those that held a warm cup as opposed to a cold cup considered the main character to be warm, generous, good-natured, as opposed to those that held the what's it called? The cold cup, which kind of perceived the person more as cold, stoic, and just not in those other ways that the other people had perceived those that were told to hold the warm cup. So I thought that was interesting, and it's like, well, maybe we should go on, grab coffee as opposed to go grab some like drinks. I don't know. if you want to be perceived as warm or something, I don't know. But so moving on from that study, another thing that's extremely important is the first kiss, obviously. There's a lot of things that are going into play when you have that first kiss. One of it being sense of smell. You're smelling their breath. Does it vibe with you? So you're smelling their chemicals, their pheromones. Again, we come back to is it something that connects, meshes well with you? Not only are you smelling them, you're also tasting them. So it's another form of pretty much reading their chemicals and seeing if this person is compatible with you to reproduce a great offspring, right? Survival of the fittest. So there's that. So once you have felt a connection with someone via all your five senses, you end up getting into this trance of fight or flight kind of feeling. Norepinephrine rushes through your whole body, your pupils dilate, glucose starts rushing through your body for that extra energy, and you start to get this tunnel vision. Your memory enhances, which explains why you may remember your first kiss so efficiently, and just get in a trance. And while all this is happening, your body is just playing matchmaker on you the whole time, trying to figure out if the person you're talking to is a match for you.